Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. I'm INAMULLAH. I'm a student of civil engineering. I welcome all of you to this presentation. I have created this wonderful presentation for you. This presentation is about building information modeling. I will explain building information modeling with the help of example, with the help of a project that I have completed using BIM workflow. Not only I will explain building information modeling, but also I will show you all the animations which I have created using building information modeling tools. So let's start this presentation. The content of today's presentation is first rendering and building information modeling, the architecture model, structure model, federated model in NAVISWORks, sets in NAVISWORks, append tool in NAVISWORks, sets for timeline and simulation, clash detection in the two model, drawing, and the last walkthrough animations in timeline or simulation. So now, what is building information model? Building in information modeling is set of integrated tools. I will explain this by the help of an example. Suppose there is a facility and we want to model this facility. So we will need a tool, and that tool should be a design creation tool, and that design creation tool is Autodesk Revit. Then for the coordination between the consultant, contractor, and the client, we need to have a design coordination tool, and that tool is Autodesk Navisworks. Then for the civil engineer or the structural engineer, there need to be a tool for the structural engineering, and that tool is Autodesk Robot Structure Analysis. So basically, these three tools work in an integrated environment, and that integrated environment is nothing but building information modeling. Now, I have explained building information modeling with the help of only these three tools. There could be many other tools, such as Autodesk InfraWorks, that is a infrastructure related tool, Autodesk Insight, Civil 3D, and many more. And we could have these tools based on our own requirement for a project. So to conclude, building information modeling is nothing but it is a set of integrated tools for the complete representation and digital representation of facility. So rendering can be performed in Autodesk Revit by the help of add-ins, and that add-ins can be Enscape, Lumions, but here I have performed a cloud-based operation in Autodesk Revit. Later, I will also make some tutorials that how to perform rendering in Enscape, which is a very powerful add-in in Revit. So this is the architecture model which I have created in architecture template and Autodesk Revit. This is a structure model which I have created in structure template and Autodesk Revit. This is the topography and Revit. This topography can be easily created using massing and side tape and Autodesk Revit. If you have the surveyor data, so we could easily create a topography and Autodesk Revit. This is a real topography of this project. Now, this is a drawing which I have created in Autodesk Revit. You can clearly see that this is the architecture plan, and below that plan you can see the 3D presentation of this foundation plan. So it shows us a better representation of this foundation plan. Now this is a federated model in NAVISWORks. I will explain what is federated model and the later slide. This animation has been produced in Autodesk NAVISWORKS. This is viewpoint animation. So it also shows us a better representation of our model. Now I will explain what is federated model. A federated model is a complete model of a building project created by combining all the consultant files. So here I explain that I have two model. One is architecture model and a structure model. Now there could be more than two consultant files, such as there could be electrical model, there could be plumbing and mechanical model. But here I have just two model of my facility, that is structure and architecture model. So when we combine our all the model and NAVISWORK, we save that in NWF format. So the NAVISWORK have three file format. It is NWC, NWF, and NWB. I will explain what is these three file format in some other video. Now, NWF format is that format which have live link with our consultant file. It means that if we update our consultant file, such as the RVT file which the consultant gave us, then accordingly our NAVISWORK file format will be updated. So it has got a live links with the consultant files. So it is used in coordination meeting for design review and clash detection. I will explain these two words. What is design review and clash detection? Then we publish this in NWFD format after coordination meeting and distribute it to the consultant. So now this is actually the append tool in NAVISWORK that is helpful in appending or combining the all the consultant files. So in that case, I have only two models. So I combine my architecture and structure model using this append tool. And okay, let's proceed. This is the design review. So it is nothing, but for example, I have pinpointed to the architecture that there is an issue, and I have provided comments. I have provided comment section that please clear the wall around the column. A structure consultant has added column over here. So that is after the coordination meeting and design review. So the architecture will fix this issue, and then we will have to update our model according to that. Now this is also same thing, clash section. So for example, if there is some clashes between our structure model and architecture model, or plumbing or architecture, or the or any models, any two models. So based on the clash detection, then we could make this report to the concerned consultant, and he will update the changes accordingly. So these are the two models in our NAVISWORK which I have. One is the structure model and other is the architecture model. This is the sets which I have created in Autodesk NAVISWORK. In Autodesk NAVISWORK, there are two kind of sets. One is the selection sets and the other is search set. So I would explain the difference between these two in some other videos. But so far, I will say that I have created these sets using the selection sets and address NAVISWORK. This is for the timeline of simulation. The all the task has been automatically assigned to all the sets, and when you assign automatically activities to every task, so what it has done, it has give 1 day duration to all the sets. So for example, 3-inch PCC has got 1 day duration. So we can update that or we can change that based on the project. And this is the Gantt chart of our project. This is only to show you about timeline of simulation. Of course, we will then update the durations and all other stuff in it. This is the timeline of simulation. I will run this timeline of simulation for you. Now here you can clearly see that this is the time and the second this um, is showing us about the every set that appears as we proceed through time. Now this is a walkthrough animation which I have created in Autodesk NAVISWORks that can also be created very easily in Autodesk NAVISWORks, and this is very pleasant to see. Now, after performing the work in Autodesk Revit and Autodesk Navisworks, there is also an integration between Autodesk Robot Structure Analysis and Autodesk Revit. So this tool should be used to send our model to the Autodesk Robot Structure Analysis, and then when I performed or when you perform your analysis and Autodesk Robot Structure Analysis, you could come back and update your model. So first you would send your model to Autodesk Robot Structure Analysis, then you would come back and update your model accordingly. Now here is the updated model in Autodesk Revit. There's a deflection shape of our model, and after updating it from robot structure analysis. This is bending moment in Revit after updating it from robot structure analysis. This is beam dimension and reinforcement details and Autodesk robot structure analysis. One of the drawings which I have created in which the robot Autodesk robot structure analysis have created for me. Now, the last I would say, I appreciate your time. Hope you have learned something. I will make video tutorials for each and every task that there I have performed. Not only I will um, make those tutorials, but also I would like to make tutorials regarding some of the new technologies that are coming in the field of civil engineering, such as BIM 360, Dynamo, Civil 3D, InfraWorks, etc. So I again thank you and thank you for your time.